Let me know when you're ready. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with yet another video. So I know I told y'all I was starting a group on YouTube. Y'all thought I was trolling, but I was being serious. I was starting a group on YouTube with fellow wrestling fans like myself. And I got two of the people that's in our group. The other two will hopefully be in here very soon. But we're gonna give them the floor and let them introduce themselves. We're gonna start with Jugs, and then we'll go from there.
What's going on? People on Kicking It with Leo's channel. You guys already know me. I've been on the channel before. I am the Juggernaut 097. You guys can go follow me on my social media platforms at the True JSB on Instagram and X. And you guys can also check out my channel, Juggernaut 097. I'm on the road to 700 subscribers. So definitely hit that subscribe button on my channel. I do a lot of good wrestling content on there. I do predictions, I do reviews, I do retro reviews, I do vlogs.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be doing tier lists. So I do a lot of different wrestling
He does it all.
topics on my channel. So definitely subscribe.
Yeah, man. Definitely go subscribe. Me and him actually been cool for like a minute. Like me and Jug started recording at Money in the Bank 2022. That was the right before Money in the Bank where Liv won, and I was very excited for that one. Let's best believe. But that was a crazy moment for sure. And ever since then, I've pretty much been doing videos with him and collabs with him. And then I started on the Flex Zone. As everything else has been history. But hey,
Mm-hmm.
also my brother over here, we just started tapping in with wrestling. This man is as a future WWE World Champion. You know where we're gonna find him. He's coming right here. Let him know.
Hey,
Introduce
I
yourself.
appreciate that, man. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hayden. This is my first time ever being on this YouTube channel. Shout out my boy Leo. Shout out my boy Jugs. I'm very excited to be a part of this. I can't wait for the future in this group. I can't wait to see all the craziness we get into with each other. I'm just excited to be here. I'm a very big wrestling fan. I've been a big wrestling fan since I can remember, like my fourth birthday. So obviously my whole life, pretty much. I'm ready to do this. It's always been a passion to create content to just entertain people. I like doing everything I can to get that message across. So that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, you are a future WWE World Champion, so you know a lot about wrestling. Jugs, you know a lot about wrestling. Myself, we've been watching wrestling since pretty much our whole lives at this point. I mean, for me, I've been watching wrestling since I was 2 years old, honestly. So I've been watching wrestling probably going on probably over 20 years. I've been watching wrestling. I've seen so much wrestling from WWE to TNA. I've been kind of getting more accustomed to, other promotions like Ring of Honor, AEW, Indies. I've been kind of doing a little bit of everything. So you guys are going to be seeing more content from all of us. We're going to be doing a lot of collabs. We're going to be doing live streams coming in the future. So I know a lot of people would love to see us watch some WWE or some AEW, whatever it is. You're gonna see it right here. So y'all got to stay tuned in because you don't want to miss it. And if you are new to his channel, if you guys are on his channel, come over here. We're gonna be kicking it. We're gonna be kicking it on his channel. We're gonna be kicking it on Jug's channel. We're gonna be everywhere. We're gonna be all over the internet, man. But I mean, hey, what else you gotta talk about? I mean, Jugs, what are some of your early wrestling memories that made you become a wrestling fan?
So, one of my buddies, he got me into wrestling when I was like really young. He had a whole bunch of action figures, and he had this. And then I saw he had this DVD
Mm-hmm.
like on his like bookshelf, and it was WrestleMania 19.
Oh,
And so we watched Mania 19, and one of the matches that like really sticks out to me is Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. Like that match, like it really sticks out to me. Like
that's a good one.
why I became a wrestling fan. Like man, this stuff is so cool. And also then I started watching Raw and stuff, and then SmackDown. I see John Cena up here, doing his like whole like the prototype gimmick. When he went up to the face of Kurt Angle. When he said
Ruthless
ruthless
aggression, yeah.
aggression. Like the ruthless aggression. That's the era I grew up around. I grew up around the ruthless aggression. I love that, and like people like Kurt Angle, John Cena, even the person that we shouldn't be naming on here, Chris Benoit. He's in there, one of my favorites back in the day. It's unfortunate to what he did, but I mean,
Yeah,
he was a great wrestler in the ring. But the favorite wrestler is Shawn Michaels. Like
That's your
that's
favorite wrestler.
yeah, that's my favorite wrestler of all time, Shawn Michaels.
I
And
mean,
then my
that's a good
current favorite wrestler is my Iowa boy, Seth freaking Rollins. Yeah, he's the Iowa boy, and so am I. So I gotta support him, and I just love the in-ring work that Seth Rollins does. I've been loving this stuff since Ring of Honor. Since he was Tyler Black. I've been loving what he's
That's a
been
good
doing.
one. Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, that's how I kind of got into wrestling.
What about you, Hayden? Like, what were some of your early memories?
Okay. All right. So wrestling has always been a part of my life. Since as young as I can remember, my dad's the one who showed me wrestling. He had a lot of old shirts. He had a couple of figures. He had like some cards, some VHS tapes, all type of various things.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I know I've been watching wrestling forever, but my earliest memory, and this is going to sound insane, my earliest memory is watching the news and seeing that Jeff Hardy got pulled over and charged with DUI. Um, that's one of my earliest memories, apart from seeing Rey Mysterio in the whole like peacock outfit thing. You guys know what I'm talking about.
I know which one you're talking about too.
Those are some of my earliest memories. My all-time favorite is got to be The Undertaker. That's my guy. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, I remember seeing him at a live event, and I was so excited. At the same time, I was so scared. I didn't want to get up and look at him. So I was terrified. Other than The Undertaker, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt actually made a huge impact on my personal life. I actually got his logo tattooed on my
that's
wrist after he
fire.
passed away.
R.I.P. to Bray.
R.I.P.
Bray
to
Wyatt.
Bray. And I have a couple off the wall favorites too. Like speaking of Leo, I'm a really big Leo Rush fan. I love Leo Rush. Leo Rush is sick.
Speaking of Leo Rush, his music that he does is pretty good.
He
Like,
does
I
music,
know.
and if you want to
He's-
watch him a little bit more, you can catch him in Impact because he
he's
wrestles for
very
TNA.
good. He's very good. I love Leo Rush. Bret Hart is another one of my all-time favorites.
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, that rivalry there.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we got beef now. We got beef now, Joe.
Speaking of that, I just got done watching Survivor Series '97.
Right.
And just got done watching the Montreal Screwjob. I got since Survivor Series come up, I had to watch that. But yeah,
I
kind
feel
of off
you
the wall
though.
there.
It's I'm just a really big fan. I love wrestling. I've loved it since I was young. Leo keeps referring to me as future world champion. I like to call myself a wrestler. By no means am I a professional, but me and some friends, we have a backyard organization that we all started. It's called TDW, Tough Dude Wrestling. You guys go check it out. It's on YouTube. We post videos weekly. Pretty sick. Really big passion of mine, and this is also a big passion of mine, getting to entertain people and create content. So that's what I'm all about. That's who I am.
Hey man, you definitely will probably be checking out some of your content on the channel. Best believe that we're going to be supporting you. As far as like early wrestling memories for me, I remember watching a match. I think it was in SummerSlam. I think in 2002, it was Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle. I remember seeing that match, and my dad introduced me to it, but I really wasn't fully aware of what was going on. But I remember kind of seeing a little bit of flashbacks, as I got older. I remember seeing one of my favorite actors, David Arquette. If you guys don't know who David Arquette is, he's pretty much Dewey Riley in the Scream franchise for
My
the
boy
Lord
Dewey.
fans. Yeah, my boy Dewey. Unfortunately, I can't talk about Dewey right now because I get sad every time I think about what happened in Scream 5, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But I remember seeing him win the WCW World Championship. That was a crazy moment for me. But that match literally had me hooked from the get-go when I watched Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle in 2002. And ever since then, I've been a big fan of Rey Mysterio. He's probably like one of the greatest luchadors of all time. You guys can at me. It's a fact. He's literally done everything in the business, had some amazing matches. Like, over the years, I've been getting more familiar with other people. I love Randy Orton. The Legend Killer is always going to be my favorite of all time. The Legend Killer, and when he was just pretty much had the bald head, just punting
when
everybody.
he was punting everybody's head off. I remember
It was
when
a
he punted
menace,
that was
bro.
funny. Chris Jericho, The Rock,
Vince McMahon.
I did not like Vince McMahon. When he I never liked Vince McMahon, but when I seen him win the ECW championship and started winning the do-rag, he was biting off the culture at that point. I couldn't stand him at that point. But I did love a lot of people. Roman Reigns is like one of my favorites right now. Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor. even though he's in a different company, John Moxley, Bryan Danielson. I'm a Liv Morgan fan as far as the women go. Dana Brooke as well. Those are just two that I love women wrestling wise right now. But I mean, I've had so many, memories over the years, just seeing so many great moments. And I think it's just a crazy thing to look back on. And I actually got to bear witness my first pay-per-view I went to, Royal Rumble 2020. Right before the pandemic, I was there for Royal Rumble. And that was the pay-per-view where Edge made his return after years away from the WWE. And I was there for that. And my God, everybody was shaking. Everybody was literally yelling to the top of the lungs because we did not think that was going to happen. I know there were rumors, but when it happened and all you can hear is "you think you know me." Oh my God, I got goosebumps. I had goosebumps for like that entire week following that pay-per-view, honestly. But Jugs, what are some of your favorite pay-per-views if you have to pick a favorite pay-per-view that you always look forward to?
I mean, one obvious one is WrestleMania. Because it's the biggest pay-per-view of the year. But I went told one that like it's kind of like a B pay-per-view. I'm gonna say that one that I wish that they would bring back is I always was a big fan of like Cyber Sunday, Taboo Tuesday. I was always a big fan of those pay-per-views. What else? I also am a big fan of Backlashes. Those are fun pay-per-views to watch. Money in the Bank is another one I also enjoyed watching.
Oh yeah.
I love me some Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble. At first, for main 4 pay-per-views, it has to go WrestleMania, then Royal Rumble, then SummerSlam, and then last it would be Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series.
Survivor Series isn't. I mean, it is still classified as a main 4 pay-per-view, but
doesn't have weight like it used to.
It doesn't have weight like it used to. I mean, okay, 2019, and then
that was my favorite Survivor Series, like in so many years, because you had NXT be involved. Like when they first announced it, and it was going to say Raw vs. SmackDown versus NXT, and seeing who the champions were at that time, I was like, they need to pull the trigger on having all, because I was like, are we really going to get Adam Cole, Brock Lesnar, and The Fiend? Bro, I was literally going to mark out seeing that match, or even just seeing Brock Lesnar versus The Fiend, because I wanted to see The Fiend mess Brock Lesnar up for all that he has caused, because I did not forgive him what he did to Kofi, and I didn't forgive him what he did to Big E. He's got to be stopped. And I'm just like, okay, when we see this match, something's going to happen. But seeing Brock Lesnar face Rey Mysterio, I was like, oh, brother, this man is really trying to kill Rey Mysterio. I said, somebody prepare the funeral for this guy, because this man's about to get messed up on live television. And then we seen Dominic Mysterio just come in, and then we had Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez got messed up. Dominic Mysterio, he got F5 almost through the table. And
they
I'm
did
like,
him bad.
They did him dirty, but now he's in a better place. He's in a better place with the Judgment Day. He's in a better place right now. But like, I remember seeing that. That was like literally going to be always my favorite go-to as far as Survivor Series go. But I think one thing that they should do going forward is kind of add some stakes to it. One thing I would love to see them do is like, whoever's the winning team, right? They get the last 5 entrants in the Royal Rumble, and the losing team has to come out at the first 5. That will cause a lot of intrigue going into the Rumble, because now there's stakes to what's happening. They don't, because people, whoever's on the team, they're going to be like, okay, I don't want to come in 1 through 5 because my chances of winning aren't going to be that good. So you're going to want to come out 25 through 30. Hopefully they do it in the future, because I think at one point they did, but they just they stopped doing it for whatever reason.
I mean, that's interesting considering the fact that there's like 0 stakes after you win a Survivor Series match. Like, yeah, leading up to it, it's like bragging rights, brand supremacy, whatever. But now it's really not brand supremacy, since you just have the War Games match now.
Yeah, that's true.
And then also, last year's Survivor Series was really enjoyable, since they brought War Games and stuff. Because I mean, it was cool when they did brand supremacy for a little bit. But then it just got really repetitive. It got really old. I got like, okay, well, they're just doing the same thing every year. But yeah, I mean,
it got repetitive, because I remember back in 2010, I believe. Remember, like, I think it was a couple years, they were doing bragging rights, which was Survivor Series, and they had Survivor Series like a couple weeks later. So they had Survivor Series and bragging rights. I'm like, okay, what is going on here? Because you're gonna have brand versus brand on both shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are we doing?
I mean, they were just fighting for a cup.
SmackDown was another.
I mean, they were basically just fighting for a couple, like with bragging rights and all that. I mean, it's
Don't-
basically the same pay-per-view with just a different name.
Yeah, but hey, what are some of your favorite pay-per-views that you like to watch? Or
All right, well, obviously we got the really, really big three. We got the WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, the SummerSlam. I went to SummerSlam last year in Nashville when Roman and Brock had their big fight. And Brock had the tractor.
Yeah, when he
flipped
tipped
up
the
past
ring
the
over.
ring.
Yeah.
I was there for that. That was pretty sick. I'm going to my first Royal Rumble in January, this coming January in Tampa.
Hey, good luck, bro, because you are going to get to see Liv Morgan win live. I'm calling it now.
That's what I'm
She is
saying,
winning.
bro. I can't wait. So as soon as I can mark that one off the list, I have one left, and that's WrestleMania. These are just like bucket list items I've been checking off. So, but apart from those three, I mean, I really liked I really like NXT pay-per-views, but not like the newer ones. You know, I liked NXT in your house when they did that
NXT
the first time. That
takeovers,
was
yeah.
pretty cool. You know, all the takeovers, Takeover 25 specifically, that was awesome. The Worlds Collide pay-per-views when NXT would go to NXT UK.
Oh,
those were
yeah.
sick.
And 205
I love
Live was
those.
involved too.
Yeah, those were sick. I love those. I mean, Money in the Bank, like Jug said, Money in the Bank's a really good one to watch.
Money in the Bank has always been a good one, honestly. I remember when they started having Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, and I loved it. I was like saying when they first, had it be a pay-per-view, I was like, why did they have it be a pay-per-view when they can just keep it at Mania? But over time, I just got so excited about Money in the Bank because that's always been like, a key moment every year. It's like, who's going to win the briefcase? Who's going to win the briefcase and is going to be able to cash in? How long are they going to cash in for? I think that's always been a great pay-per-view for you. But Rumble has always been one of my absolute favorites because anybody can win, honestly. You never know what direction WWE can go in. They can always have an obvious pick, but also can go in an outside pick at any given moment. So I think that just makes it a little bit more unpredictable. Now, I can say over the last couple of years, they haven't really done too well with the selection of the person they used to win, Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey. But we're going to move on to a different subject because those two just did not need to win for whatever reason. WWE was on something that they haven't.
They were going through a bad point in time, man.
No, that was a UFC. It's pretty much UFC just won the Rumble. UFC took over that day. Vince McMahon woke up that day and said, "I want Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey winning the Rumble." For what? They both lost at Mania.
I can imagine on a phone call with Dana White. He's like, "Look, man, I bet you won't. I bet you won't make him win it."
He had to bet all the money in his pocket to do that because he was not. Because anybody could have won that match, but no, you said Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey.
Mm.
All right. Oh, brother. Okay, Jugs, we're going to do some more questions. What do you think in the last couple of years, or at least in your timeline, was the worst decision WWE you feel has been made on WWE's part?
Oh God, hold on, let me think about this.
You don't have to pick one. You can give us several.
I was about to say how much time we have on this because it's going to be a long list.
You can pick maybe three. We'll limit to three.
Okay, well, let's see here. Well, with the amount of days that Roman Reigns has held the title, like that's kind of a bad decision. Like I wish he would have. I wish he would have dropped it at Mania last year.
Well, this year, prep really.
Yeah, this year. Yeah, I wish he would have dropped it. Ever letting Vince McMahon get back in charge again? Why'd they let him back in? I don't know.
I don't.
Oh, I'll tell you one. Burying the Fiend at Hell in a Cell. Was it 2019?
I thought you was about to say Goldberg because that right there.
Yep.
Yeah, Goldberg. That was terrible too. The Crown Jewels before these past few years were pretty bad.
All the Saudi shows were terrible. What are you talking about?
All the Saudi shows. The Greatest Rumble, terrible.
The Super Showdown that they did in 20.
Super Showdown, terrible.
That was terrible.
Let's see. I mean, there's just so many I could think of on the top of my head, but I mean, I would have to write a book, for all.
This it will pretty much be like for a whole week. What about you, man, if you had to come up with three?
Okay. Well, you guys took two of them like the words straight out of my mouth. I was definitely going to say Goldberg beating the Fiend at Crown Jewel. Obviously, like I said, being a really big Bray Wyatt fan, number one, I'm mad that Goldberg was even in that position in the first place. Number two, I'm mad that this old man's beating the Fiend, not even just Bray Wyatt, the Fiend Bray Wyatt at a Saudi show just for the Universal title. That made me really, really mad. Another thing is, like you guys have already said, Cody not beating Roman at WrestleMania. I didn't mention when I was going through my list of wrestlers, but I'm a very big Cody Rhodes guy, and as soon as that pin hit 3, I just remember it being dead silence in my house. Like nobody said a word. I did not expect that. I thought that Cody was going to have it for sure. And if I can think of an original one for 3, I'd say maybe WWE not having a really good offer for like Adam Cole to keep Adam Cole around and try and make him a main star. Adam Cole had real serious potential, and I could just see them probably throwing him into a manager role or something. So the fact that they let him go, that's a pretty bad decision. Same with Alistair or Malachi Black as well.
Yeah, they've let a lot of superstars slip through their crack, like the everything. Like they were planning on doing something with Adam Cole, having be a manager for Keith Lee. Like what? And have him cut his hair too? No, no. I'm not gonna sit up there and watch that. But if you're talking about moments that pissed me off, I would say one is Ambrose never winning a Rumble, because I feel like he should have won 2016. Like you could have literally built something going into Mania. You could have had literally Roman turn heel right after Ambrose won the championship, because he was going to be going into Mania as Intercontinental and WWE World Champion, which would have made history because nobody has done it in like so many years. So for him to do that would have been a crazy moment. Number 2 is Drew losing at Clash at the Castle. I was literally at the edge of my seat. And when I heard that song Broken Dreams be played, I lost it because I feel like I was 10 years old again hearing that song. I felt like I was playing SmackDown vs. Raw all over again, because that song used to play all over 2011. But I thought they were going to pull the trigger, and no, they had him lose. I'm like, what did they just do? And I feel like there's some other ones that I could talk about. Dolph Ziggler never becoming a world champion. I remember when he was in the Survivor Series 2014, they could have used that to catapult him to that next level and have him probably even win the 2015 Rumble. Honestly, I didn't think Roman shouldn't have won that one. If we're being honest, he should have won 2014. He should have won 2014, because I don't think anybody wanted Batista winning that Rumble whatsoever. If it wasn't Daniel Bryan, people were already gonna be pissed. So you might as well just pretty much give it to Roman, who is pretty much being somewhat cheered at that point because he was with the Shield. He was a silent assassin. He didn't talk. He just pretty much just was all about business. And then the third one, like you said, Cody just losing at Mania. I've seen it all over Twitter. I've seen it all over YouTube. I've seen a video of a fan getting upset, and then somebody want to make the moment even worse by throwing a duck in the ring. How stupid do you have to be? Why would you do that to him like that? He's already going through it as it is.
Yeah.
And then he only to get messed up by Brock Lesnar the next night. Like, come on now.
Speaking of WrestleMania, your boy will be live in the flesh at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, he's going to WrestleMania 40.
Yeah,
I will say this though.
There.
Hey, I'm gonna put this out there, but even though I might not be going to WrestleMania 40, but WrestleMania 41 is gonna be in Minnesota, so maybe it's a possibility you might see us there. We'll see.
Really?
I'm planning on trying to go. I might try to go. I might try to make.
Yeah, I'm like a 4-hour drive away from Minnesota.
Yeah, so you can go easily. You can literally drive up there in a day. Hey, you might. Hey, I'm planning on doing this as a group. All of us just go make a trip to WrestleMania. We all go together and have a great time there.
I've always wanted to go to Mania. Always.
Hey, let's plan it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. You know what I mean?
100%.
Easily.
Facts.
And another hot take, maybe is I was a little salty that Liv didn't win. She got messed up, screwed over twice this year by Asuka.
Yeet.
You're right. Because think about it. The only reason why she didn't win this year because Asuka missed her, and then she got eliminated in the elimination chamber because she got put in a submission by Asuka and Natalya. She couldn't go nowhere. God dang it. why did they have to do her like that? She didn't deserve that. I hope he just
messed up.
comes back and just starts going on a revenge tour and everybody that wronged her, starting with Asuka, then Natalya, then Rhea. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Everybody's done. Everybody's taken
Yeah,
care of.
and make it Natalia's retirement match while you're at it too, because that's something I'm ready for. I'm not even gonna lie to you
She
guys.
should have been retired years ago.
I did not want to keep seeing Natalia on my TV. And why is she chilling with Tegan Knox now? Stop trying to stay relevant, bro. Go home. Just go home. It's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
She try to do that. She try to do that. Everybody. She'll go there, go to women's division. She try to go where the money's at. She try to go where the money's at.
Yeah.
But that's the end of this video, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna leave their links in the description below so you guys can go follow them, tune in with them, because you're gonna see them more on my channel. I'm gonna be on their channel, the whole 9 yards. We got another video coming very soon. We're gonna be doing a tier list, which we'll probably be recording right after this video, so y'all gotta stay tuned. But that video's not gonna take too long, so I appreciate everybody that tuned in, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.